And welcome back, guys, to the Adventures of Nick and Willikins. We are back and trying to find the murder weapon, to which we still haven't done so, but we're going to try and find it this time, aren't we, lads? And yes, I'm recording this on the same day as the other time I played this game, so that's why I'm still in the same shirt and why my hair is still a mess. Honestly, it's time for a haircut, I think. Come back down here, Willikins.
Well, I'm not touching that.
Why not? You'd better.
Yuck.
Yuck. Well, here, touch the candelabra then.
What, are you expecting it to sing a little song? This isn't France. I do hope we've been very clear on that point.
Oh, shut up about the French people. You British people, I tell you what. Making fun of the Americans, of the French, of the Germans. Terrible.
You may think pulling this opens a secret passage or something, but it really just holds candles.
Well, it takes the fun out of everything, now doesn't it? Let's go check the phone. We had those 2 extra numbers that popped up already. We picked up the 2 flyers from the previous time we played this, so hopefully we can find something out on the phone with those 2 new numbers.
Perhaps I should poke that general area with a stick just to ensure that Master Nick is in there. No, I can hear him breathing. Too bad. Well, if you insist. Here I am.
It's about bloody time.
Why did you come back downstairs, Willikins? I was trying to open up your briefcase.
Excuse me, Master Nick.
Willikins, you heard that quirky detective. Stop running your bloody gob up and goings on around the right to me of this crime. Also, I think he said something about a colouring book.
Ah, yes. My goals have indeed been clearly demarcated in the form of a child's activity book. Though surely you mean colouring, sir?
Why, what did I say?
All right, sir. That's about enough of you lounging about in there. I require you to come out immediately and help me determine what happened to the dead fellow downstairs. Well, that's more or less the reaction I expected. Sir, the corpse in our entrance hall.
I thought it was a foyer. Foyer? Foyer. Well, how do you say that anyway?
We'll circle back to that. My concern is the gaping hole in said corpse, and I was hoping you might have some insight as to what may have created it.
Willikins, what have I told you about hope?
You say that hope is the thing with feathers, and I should consider myself allergic to feathers.
Too right.
Except when I'm tending to your pet budgie.
And the budgie's the exception that proves the rule, isn't it?
Sir, do you know any reason why someone might have murdered the gentleman in our entrance hall?
Is this like in weddings when the vicar asks if anyone has any reason why these two shouldn't be wed?
Almost nothing like that, sir.
Can't help you then, mate. Also, you're not my mate. I don't know why I just said that.
I don't know why you say most things, sir.
I think it has something to do with Free Willy.
Sir, is there any chance you saw anything relating to the murder downstairs? I realize it's a bit of an inconvenience to ask, but this may help prevent you from being England's first victim of capital punishment since Harold Wilson was Prime Minister.
Was Harold Wilson sent to the gallows? Core, I knew the Beatles were cross with him in that Taxman song, but I didn't realise they had the power to order someone dead.
Never mind. I'll sort this one out myself, then.
Knock yourself out, Willikins. Only do try not to knock yourself out. If you were unconscious, I wouldn't have anyone to summon to clean up your worthless body.
I don't suppose you have any sort of documented proof of your own sanity lying about, sir.
What makes you think I'm sane, Willikins?
Because that would diminish the very real struggle undertaken by genuinely mentally ill people. You're not insane, sir. You're just an arsehole.
I feel like I should be offended by that, Willikins. Am I offended by that?
Oh, probably, but then you noticed something shiny and forgot all about it.
Forgot all about what?
Your breakfast, sir.
Willikins, a palate as advanced as mine is not interested in the taste of one food. I told you to combine them. Willikins, let me put this in a way you'll understand. Go downstairs and prepare me some proper brekkie.
Most everything I know how to prepare involves the use of a knife. And since our only working knife is in the kitchen, I must logically go there to perform this task, ipso facto. I can't see much point in doing that.
It's been raining all day here. Terrible. Just plumb terrible. It is a vampire.
Good morning. I'm the butler at Nick Hall, and there's been something of an incident here recently. It's possible you may have witnessed this incident, so I'm calling now to find out if this is indeed the case.
Before you ask your questions, I have a question for you. How many chlorofluorocarbons is an acceptable number of chlorofluorocarbons?
The seasoning you get when you order a Chinese?
No, that's monosodium glutamate. Also bad. You mortals are so woefully ignorant about this planet and its precious resources. The answer, by the way, was none. None chlorofluorocarbons. Ha 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 ha.
Wait, mortals? Are you not a mortal? I thought it might be rude to assume.
Listen, I could potentially live for eternity, and I'd rather not do it on a world choked with styrofoam Big Mac containers and plastic shopping bags.
I believe we call those, respectively, polystyrene and polyethylene.
I don't care what you call them. Just stop throwing them into the ocean.
So this is why you came to our home this morning, to lecture us about going green?
Correct. I hate going out during the day for obvious reasons, but my car runs on clean solar energy. Such irony is the story of my life. Or unlife, if you prefer.
I most certainly do not. Now, as much as I'd love to continue this conversation into eternity, I shall come to the point. Did you happen to witness, or I suppose cause, the murder that took place here earlier?
Certainly not. Decomposing corpses are the absolute worst greenhouse gas emitters. Had I encountered one, I would have done everything in my power to get it on ice, because...
Yes, very well. I've heard all I need, thank you.
I could come by again with some literature. Printed on recycled paper, of course.
Thank you, good day.
Well, that was bullshit. It's called the delivery company.
Welcome to Stepbringers Intercontinental. Do you have the delivery slip that the driver left behind?
I have, yes.
And could you describe to me the animal that the QR code on the slip most closely resembles?
An owl. Definitely an owl.
Good, good. Right, now then, what is your postcode?
Pardon?
It's an alphanumeric code that designates your delivery zone. It's printed on every postbox in the Commonwealth, sir.
I'm afraid I don't know that.
Well, sir, unfortunately I shall need to terminate this call. Please feel free to call again when you have even the most basic of information required of you. Good day.
Bitch.
If I were a cat, I would knock this off the table. But I'm not, so I won't. Perfect for raw chicken, raw pork, and any other disease-carrying slabs of unprepared animal flesh. Perhaps I should finish rescuing Master Nick from certain death by hanging before I resume preparing his breakfast. medieval times, that was used to wash clothes in. Now it's mostly for preparing something that Master Nick calls trouser stew. I'm not actually allowed to serve anything from these. Master Nick says they're the good plates, and he's saving them for a less rubbish person to put food on them for me. An impulse purchase after Master Nick went through his Yan can cook phase. Unsurprisingly, it's never been used. Well, for food preparation at any rate. Just a vase, nothing special about it. I believe this one is called The Unicorn is in Captivity and Wishes It Were Still Dead. Exquisite.
If you say so. Can we come out here and see if we can find a mailbox? If we find a mailbox, we should have your we can hopefully have your postal code. I would hope.
This is where the birds live. This has been struck by lightning 37 times, which is 3 less times than I have. It's just a jumble of numbers and letters which apparently communicate some vital piece of information to the Royal Mail. It says 00D4L4Y.
Well, that's what we need right there for the lady on the phone. That's the postal
It's
code.
called the Hedge Maze of Doom for a reason. I dare not venture any further.
Marigold, that's the gems. And put in. Morning Glory, that's for
Intercontinental, a division of Ed Arnold Industries, a subsidiary of Corpco International LLC. If you're calling to inquire about a delivery, please say the 64-digit tracking number now.
613.
Or, if you'd prefer to speak to an operator, simply say operator.
Oh, thank heavens. Operator.
I heard you say operator. Is this correct?
Yes.
Please hold. An operator will be with you shortly.
While I was walking through the hill, I heard a wail's goodbye shrill of weeping made by the twin my soul.
Stuff Bringers Intercontinental, this is Deirdre. How may I help you?
Good morning. I'd like to speak with the delivery driver who attempted a delivery to Nick Hall this morning. I believe he may have seen something relevant to a criminal investigation.
Do you have the delivery slip that the driver left behind?
I have, yes.
And could you describe to me the animal that the QR code on the slip most closely resembles?
An owl. Definitely an owl.
Good, good. Right, now then, what is your postcode?
Of course. Our postcode is 00D4L4Y.
Good, good. Now then, I'll need the name of two of any of the recipient's direct ancestors.
Well, there's good great Aunt Petunia who lives downstairs.
Right, that's one.
Nick Senior?
Sir, don't insult my intelligence. If you're going to lie, at least be smooth about it.
Right, sorry. Charlemagne?
No, sir.
I'm certain I saw on QI that every British person is a descendant of Charlemagne.
If that's the case, sir, it's hardly a good security question now, is it?
Good great Uncle Petunia's husband?
This may shock you to discover, sir, but no, that's not the correct answer.
I may need to get back to you on that. Could you hold the line, please?
Well, sir, unfortunately I shall need to terminate this call. Please feel free to call again when you have even the most basic of information required of you. Good day.
no idea who this is. Perhaps I should poke that general area with a stick just to ensure that Master Nick is in there. No, I can hear him breathing. Too bad.
Too bad, he says. Chandelier. You okay, Willikins?
In keeping with the household-wide ban on French, Master Nick insists upon referring to that as the iron ceiling dangle. Master Nick's great good Unc Grendel Thaddeus Q. Nickington IV, and some unknown gentleman upon his back.
Intercontinental. Do you have the delivery slip that the driver left behind?
I have, yes.
And could you describe to me the animal that the QR code on the slip most closely resembles?
An owl. Definitely an owl.
Good, good. Right, now then, what is your postcode?
Of course. Our postcode is 00D4L4Y.
Good, good. Now then, I'll need the name of two of any of the recipient's direct ancestors.
Thaddeus Q. Nickington IV?
Well, technically that name is in our records, but it also clearly states that this individual is a horse. So, relative or not, I'm ruling it inadmissible.
I may need to get back to you on that. Could you hold the line, please?
Well, sir, unfortunately I shall need to terminate this call. Please feel free to call again when you have even the most basic of information required of you. Good day.
I still can't stand Owen. I think she's a bitch. Who hates her job. Oh, so much.
There's zero. From Master Nick's great white hunter phase, until he realized he was only one of those three things. Is there anything more quintessentially British? Only if you eat beans directly out of this hat. Which, of course, Master Nick has done. Ah, yes, the famous deerstalker hat, as made famous, of course, by the great American author Mark Twain. That's not a drawer, it's just painted on.
It looks like a drawer to me.
Not a drawer, it's just painted on.
Or the game's just doing that because it doesn't want me to proceed as quickly as I want to.
Clearly made for bowling.
Well, isn't that nice?
Two lefts. Obtained after Master Nick won a pub bet that two lefts make a right. dog's bed costs more than I make in a decade. So naturally the little bastard hasn't touched the thing in at least as long.
The language.
It's still warm from where the dog was lying. I'm honestly not sure if Master Nick has found a dog food that strongly resembles diamonds, or if he's trained his mangy little dog to actually eat diamonds. Neither would surprise me. Hello, Sir Winston. Hello, Lady Thatcher. Hello, Rick from the Young Ones. We had to pay that tiger 60 quid to lie down and pose for that. Oddly, the puppet's lips never moved, but Master Nick's did. Don't know why that dog's so unhappy. It makes more in a year than I do. There was once a descriptive audio service that accompanied this painting, filling the hall with a constant ear-piercing howling. Somehow it became disengaged. Who knows how these things happen? Master Nick modelled for this one by pressing his face against the screen door. This isn't a painting, it's a plant. This used to open, revealing a button that did nothing. Mercifully, it's since been sealed shut. I'd rather not contaminate the crime scene with my own fingerprints. I can't see much point in doing that. No.
So stern he sounds. Maybe he wants a dead fish. Come on, give him a haddock.
No, thank you.
Oh, shut up. Maybe he wants some chips.
I don't feel that this is a good use of my rather limited available time.
Oh, be quiet. I'm only trying to help you.
An ancient ancestor of Master Nick's, with whom he was also once romantically involved. Our history, like the history of most great English families, is complicated and a bit incestuous.
Well, we have our second name we need, so progress. There's only one phone in this entire mansion, and it has to be in the dressing room of Master Nick's bedroom. Terrible. Most stereotypical rich families have a phone in every room, even in one of the bathrooms.
Welcome to Stuff Bringers Intercontinental. Do you have the delivery slip that the driver left behind?
I have, yes.
And could you describe to me the animal that the QR code on the slip most closely resembles?
An owl. Definitely an owl.
Good, good. Right, now then, what is your postcode?
Of course. Our postcode is 00D4L4Y.
Good, good. Now then, I'll need the name of two of any of the recipient's direct ancestors.
Lady Beatrice. Her painted likeness smiles upon me every time I pass through our dining room.
Excellent, sir. That was all I required.
Oh, really?
Thank God.
Only that.
I shall now connect you to the delivery driver you're trying to reach. Please hold.
Very well.
Stuff Bringers Intercontinental, this is Deirdre. How may I help you?
Hello again, Deirdre.
Sir phones, you know.
I suppose you truly can have it all, then. Listen, there was a rather unpleasant incident here at the hall this morning, and I was wondering if you'd seen anything untoward during your visit.
You mean the murder?
Yes, that is exactly what I mean.
As it happens, I did see the incident, yes, sir. However, in order to provide you with further details, I shall need you to fill out Inquiry Form 6B and speak with my manager. I'm just fooling with you, sir. What, do you need me to call the police and promise to report what I saw as an official witness?
That would be wonderful, yes, thank you. And if it's not too much trouble, would you tell me what you saw first?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you, sir. Goodbye!
Witness found! Now all we need is to find the murder weapon, the motive. And I think something else.
Sir, it may please you to know that a lady from a delivery service of some kind has agreed to serve as a material witness in the forthcoming murder investigation.
Why on earth would you think that would please me? You clearly don't know anything about the sort of things that please me. Like ice lollies and boiled sweets.
How very English of you, sir.
Yes, I thought so.
Perhaps I should poke that general area with a stick just to ensure that Master Nick is in there. No, I can hear him breathing. Too bad.
Willikins, stay out of there. That area is off limits to you.
Master Nick's family sigil. Actually, it's a Z that I turned sideways. Don't tell anyone.
Your secret is safe with me.
I'm bored. Let's be aggressive to
You
her.
managed to avoid being murdered. Perhaps our mysterious assailant believed you were already dead.
Oh, I do enjoy our Faulty Towers' banter, don't you?
Miss Petunia, Mum, if it's not too much trouble, I require the name of one of Master Nick's ancestors.
Ooh, is this for some little project you're working on?
I could have came to her the whole time and found out.
If exonerating his lordship
Possibly-
of the murder
possibly.
charges, yes.
Well, let's see. There's me, of course.
Yes, I know that one.
But not the biblical sense, eh, lad? Not due to a lack of trying on my part.
Rather. Could you perhaps provide me with a second name, Mum? Any ancestor at all will do.
What am I, a bloody gynecologist?
I believe you mean genealogist?
I'm not one of them neither. Go look at a painting or something. The whole's full of them. Surely one of those pictures is of someone we're related to.
Yes.
Well, she was still,
thank you
she
for
still could have
your-
been some help, but she could have gave me that idea.
Help, but in the absence
I could have
of
found
a
out in the last
accurate
video.
word, it'll have to do.
So,
Excuse me, Mum, but I'm looking to establish proof of Master Nick's sanity. Any chance you could assist me with this endeavor?
I think she's lost her voice.
I wonder, my dear, if you might be able to help me locate proof of Master Nick's sanity. Listen here, you senile old bird. I don't have time to deflect your unwanted advances. I need to find proof of Master Nick's sanity immediately. You may be aware of the corpse in our entrance hall.
Not so much aware as unaware, I'd say.
Yes. Well, there appears to be a hole directly in the center of the body, about 1 foot in diameter. I don't suppose you'd have any idea what might cause a wound like that.
Certainly nothing I could comfortably reference in a family-friendly setting.
I'll just mark that down as a no, then. Miss Petunia, Mum, perhaps you're familiar with the murder that's recently taken place?
No, it's not ringing any bells.
Really? You didn't hear the scream, the stabbing, the subsequent arrival of not one but 2 investigators?
I'm a good little doggy.
I thought we'd agreed we weren't making any further Monty Python references.
No, we don't get that one.
In any case, I can assume that, since you weren't aware of the murder itself, you can't possibly know why anyone would have had motive to murder the dead gentleman in question.
Right, what you said.
One day, Master Nick will almost certainly pull one or both of these from the wall and then swing on the chandelier. Which is why I've already invested in a special broom for cleaning his bloody footprints off the wall. The official name for these is Other Swords.
That's nice.
I suppose that helps distinguish them from the, other swords. Master Nick typically dines alone and seats himself here at the head of the table. On occasion, he'll ask me to join him at what he calls the arse of the table. I have no snark to offer here. I'm quite sincerely fond of how those candles flicker.